Hey guys, and welcome back to Divine Journey 2. So, last episode was a live stream. During the stream we managed to set up our Essentia storage, and we're now running 1k cells for each type of Essentia. So 41 different types of Essentia is 41 drives, and then we also needed one Essentia export bus and import bus per Essentia type. So that got very expensive for thaumium and brass. So to help with that, we added 2 more thaumatoriums specifically for brass ingots and thaumium ingots. So we now have these 2 ingots on passive. There was one thing that cropped up during the end of the stream, and that is to make thaumium we need brass. To get brass we need elementium. To get elementium we need 2 pieces of mana steel. And to get mana steel we need mithril. To get mithril we need mana dust, which we have set up over in this crafter. However, one of the components of mana dust is pyrotheum and sulfur. And as you can see, we have 0 sulfur, so our backlog is gone. To try to alleviate this problem, we've crafted one of the sulfur seeds, which fairly soon, at the end of the next chapter, we'll be able to upgrade with the crop sticks. So this will be our long-term solution. But to help out short-term, I've also added a blaze spawner down here, which should give us small amounts of sulfur trickling in. But again, there's going to be a lot of backlogs to fill, so hopefully by the end of the episode we can have at least some sulfur back in our AE system. So last video we visited the Emptiness Dimension, and we also crafted up the Elite Crafting Table, which also unlocks the Infinity Booster card. To craft the booster though, we have to charge our Thaumium Gauntlet again. Actually, maybe using the bigger one is going to be better. And now that our gauntlet is fully charged, we can take out the Impetus Conductor, craft this with the Impetus Crystal, and those 2 conducted impetus we can put together with some void metal, a handful of wireless boosters, some thaumium processors, and some condensed V crystals, and we have our Infinity Booster card. So this thing, once we put it inside our wireless crafting terminal, can give us access anywhere cross-dimensionally to our applied energistic system. And we no longer have to rely on these wireless access points, which also cuts down on the RF cost. These things were eating like thousands of RF per tick. And yeah, we can even get rid of this one in the void. And we should still have access to everything. Yeah, awesome. So the plan for today is to finish out this chapter 21 and unlock Lightning Craft in chapter 22. So we made a start on this last episode and we started crafting this Arcane Terraformer. We made some of these biome focuses on stream, some recharge pedestals, and I think we need this resonator too. So our goal here is to craft these Arcanium Bases, which do have a specific crafting requirement. We have to be within this sort of a square, and these squares in this little diagram here represent biomes. So the outer ring must be a Mortem biome, the inner ring must be a Nether biome, the green ring is the Magical Forest, and the center block must be an Ocean biome, which is where this Arcane Terraformer comes in. We're going to basically be changing biomes. So we first have to visit each of these biomes, first one being the Nether, and activate our biome focus. Next one to visit is the Mortem Dimension. Oh, apparently a skeleton made his way through here. And activate our biome focus here again. Yeah, Mortem. Nice. Next one is a Magical Forest, which I believe is over this way. Magical Forest. And the closest ocean should be over here to our east. Next to our Mark of the Fallen Tower ritual, if that's still there. I think it is though. Just beyond these woods. Yeah, there it is. And ocean. Nice. Alright, so this process I think takes several different inputs. We first of all have to give it the biome focus, and it's going to tell us we need permutation, which is the V Essentia. I don't think we need quite this much though, we're not doing this larger radius. But since on the stream we set up our digital Essentia storage, we should have all of the Essentia that we require. But to extract from the drives, we can actually just place the terminal on the subnet. Basically these quartz fibers will separate each of these smelteries into their own little subnet. So there's no way for us currently to put this Essentia terminal to access all of these things. But if we look inside here, we can see we've got 8,000 Terra. So let's fill a jar with this thing. Oh, can we not fill the jar? I guess we can't fill from the terminal. Let's just take this jar and we'll replace it. We also need some permutatio. I think Aqua was the other one, I'm assuming for the ocean. And Ignis, I think this is over here. Yeah, this should be Ignis here. Oh, and it looks like I forgot the drive here for Ignis, so we don't quite have the buffer for this yet. But I was wondering why I crafted one too many, but this looks like where it goes. Alright, so this Essentia has to go into the 4 sides of the terraform. I think we can just attach some Essentia tubes to this. So to be able to verify that we've actually done this correctly, we can craft one of these ritualistic biome checkers, which is also part of the quest here. Okay, so the other input that this terraformer needs is impetus, which is basically a power source from thaumic augmentation. And I thought we could actually charge up our caster's gauntlet from the rift again using the conductor, and then somehow beam that into this terraformer. But I think we actually need to have a flux rift nearby for this thing. And obviously we don't want a flux rift right here at our base. So we've come out here about, well, a couple of 100 blocks away from our base. We're just south of here. Alright, so to spawn our Flux Rift, we're going to use a Flux Seed, which is made by jamming a whole lot of Vithium inside a Void Seed. And you do this a couple of times and you get the Flux of 1000. I think if we throw this, we're going to get a noodle. So let's make sure we're at least a little bit away from this terraformer. Oh, do we just have to plant this? I thought it was like a throwable item. There it is. Okay, so then I think we can place this Impetus Drainer we crafted and link it with our Resonator to this relay, which is then linked to the Arcane Terraformer. So now, according to the quest, we have to transform a square area with a range of 4 into a Morum biome. So we need Morum, square, radius of 4. Okay, is this working? According to our biome checker, it isn't. I think we're missing one step here. I don't know what that is though. Maybe we just have to hit it with the gauntlet? Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, we can see this thing is draining this rift now. In fact, we may even have to create another rift. This may not be enough for all of the biome changes that we need. And yeah, now checking our biome match, that we can see 10 out of 24 Mortem biomes. I think our bottleneck here is just the rift power. Alright, so this thing has been running for actually close to 10 minutes now, and we're only at about 19 biomes out of 24. Oh, just turned to 20 there. And this is going to only be the outer ring. We still have to do all of these inner circles too. So let's work on some of these materials we need for this Arcanium Base. In total we need 16 of these things, which are used to craft this Arcana portal frame. And this looks like a big craft on its own. Okay, we'll get back to this one. So for all of these bases we need a bunch of these conducted impetus. And including the count in the portal, we need another 20 of these crystals, which is a lot of charges of the primordial pearl. So I'm wondering if it's worth going to raid a bunch of Emptiness Dimension, or maybe just crafting a bunch more tool poppets. Okay, well I think this answers that question. To craft the tool poppets, we need mana steel, and we have no mana steel as I mentioned earlier on. So I think I'm going to go raid the Emptiness Dimension for more pearls. As it stands, we have 12 charges available on primordial pearls, so we are a couple short here. Alright, so after about an hour of crafting and trying to gather materials, I think we have everything we need for these Arcanium bases. To fix our little sulfur issue today, I set up a sagmill recipe for netherrack, which is basically just a 1-to-1, so all this costs is some power. And I requested like 20,000 sulfur, so that has filled the backlogs for today. And I realised we needed a lot more thaumium and also brass for this, as we need 32 of these arcane mechanisms, and each of these costs 2 thaumium each, plus a simple arcane mechanism which is 3 brass, and the Rune of Wrath also costs a Rune of Fire which takes the fire core, and this takes Incendium which is pyrotheum, and this is a lot of sulfur. But finally, I think we've got everything, and our biomes also should be converted over here. Yeah, you can even faintly see on the ground that the grass colour has changed. So I think we have to be standing on this block, and we need a vanilla crafting table for this. It should let us craft 16 Arcanium bases. That is awesome. Alright, well I guess now that we've got that, we have to work on this Arcana portal, which is a bunch more crafting. I think we can get everything here. We need to make some more demonic elixirs. We may have to spawn some more demons for this. I don't know how many demon hearts we have. However, this center item is Leonard's Wand. And Leonard's Wand is actually the last quest in chapter 20. So if you caught 2 episodes ago, we were looking for Toe of Frog. Well, just before the stream yesterday. Alright, so we're going to try a little ritual here. Hopefully this will give us our toad. We have like a 1 in 18 chance, which I think is better than the swamp, so let's see how this goes. Okay, we got a snake. This is not what we're after. Come on, spawn the toad. Do it. Bewitchment, you know you want to. Still nothing. Still nothing. More snakes. I've lost track of how many rituals we've done now. Still nothing. Oh my gosh, look what it is. We got it, we got it. Oh man, that took way too long. So yeah, that was how it all went down. We did not end up spawning them in the end. So now, I think we have everything we need for this cauldron craft that we were stuck on before. All 9 items here are going to go into our precision dropper. Actually, let's clear the cauldron first, just to make sure we get this craft off correctly. Oh, and Thaumcraft again. We have so much warp from the last few days. Okay, so now we have full altar power. And we have it, the Stew of the Grotesque. So I don't actually know what we do with this thing. I'm assuming we need to somehow summon Leonard and obtain his wand. Alright Leonard, how do we spawn you? Where would he be here? Maybe higher demons? Master Leonard, here we go. Okay, so we have to perform this ritual. And now that we have the stew, I think we have the rest of this stuff though. Oh, and we're out of chalk durability. As far as I know, there's no way to recharge this thing or repair it. So we have to make another one here. Alright, I made up some more chalk. We got our input items here. Let's say hello to Leonard. Valid sacrifice is required. Of course it is. Sorry sheep. Had to be done. Okay, let's meet this Leonard. Oh, there he is. He's tanky. One more hit. There we go. Nice, so we got his wand. This is going to allow us to craft our Arcana portal frames. Well, almost craft the portal. We're still missing some of these blue fire stones. We managed to get 4 of these demonic elixirs actually from a previous quest reward that was unclaimed. And these impetus jewels I factored into the crafting earlier on. But yeah, just the blue fire stones. And to get these things, we're going to go all the way back to chapter 5. Craft up an infernal flame. And summon the King of Scourgers. Oh, that is one tanky boss. I'm glad we never fought him in chapter 5. So this guy apparently drops 6 of these blue crystals that we need, which is going to be perfect. Nice, we got 6 blue firestones. And you know what, we might as well complete out the nether chapter. We got those fury fires from the boss. And that I believe is the last quest in chapter 5. Yeah, nice. Let's claim the rewards. I know you guys are going to leave comments about that. Oh, and we even get another heart canister. And we can craft our Arcana portal frame. Oh, it gives us the empty jars. How generous. Nice, alright. So this Arcana portal is a little bit different to these other Divine RPG ones. I think it's actually built like the end portal. Something like this. Yeah, there we go. Before we explore Arcana, our laser gun actually could do with a few upgrades. The later Divine RPG Dimensions have had very tanky mobs on there. So we're going to use some of these Ender toolkits. And also a Diamond toolkit. So I think it's going to be worth doing this. This will give us an extra 2 modifiers, which means we can put even more quartz on this thing and take it from 13 damage up to 15.5. And one more upgrade takes it to just above 17 hearts per laser. Alright, so we are geared up, let's check out Arcana. Oh, this isn't what I was expecting. Okay, we have the War General. Assuming all of these are unbreakable blocks, yeah. Is this guy friendly? Doesn't look like it. No, he isn't. So the quest here gives us 64 levers, which I think are used to open some of these doors that we are going to find here. Oh, here's one. Yeah. Oh, we got a purple door here. Let's see what's behind this one. A ladder? Oh, just more soil. Arcanium extractor. Oh, we can use this extractor to extract the raw Arcanium, which I guess is where all of these collector fragments come in. Yeah, and we can craft the collector. Yeah, now it's asking us to find the extractor inside the dungeon, where we can put in our collector and some of this raw Arcanium, and we get this crystallized Arcanium version. And our quest, nice. So with this Arcanium, it seems we have to collect the Wizard's Book, or trade for the Wizard's Book, with Vaticus, who is found in the small library. I have marked this room so we can come back later on. But yeah, now just to get through this maze and find this library. Oh, we got another extractor here. Let's craft up more collectors and get this stuff going. I don't suppose we can take these with us? No, these are unbreakable. Okay. Oh, I am so lost in here. Oh, there's too many of these doors to go through. We are finding a fair bit of this soil though. Okay, I feel like at this point I'm seeing all the same rooms. I feel like I'm going round in circles. Yeah, we've been here before for sure. Well, I found one room that I haven't come across before, but nothing too exciting. Oh, we found Leorna. Yeah, looks like this guy's gonna sell us seeds. I don't know how useful these things are though. Not the NPC we're looking for though. Man, I've been in here so long. I think it's been over an hour I've been wandering these corridors aimlessly. Oh, we found it. We found the NPC. Finally. Bunch of furnaces. Aha, the accelerons. This is what we're after for the quest. I think we only need 3 of these things though. Yeah, there we go. We are still looking for the library though, to get the bookshelves and also to get the wizard's book. So I guess we're back to wandering these corridors aimlessly again. I've almost went through the full stack of levers that the quest gave us as well. Oh, is this the library? So where is this Vaticus? Don't tell me he's not here. Well, in any case, we can silk touch these bookshelves. Let's just grab them all. Alright, we found a second library here, still no Vaticus to be seen. Third library and still no Vaticus to be found. I wonder if I'm missing something here. Maybe we just have to get lucky. Although me and luck do not belong in the same sentence. Aha, look who we found. Man, I've been in here for over an hour and a half. This is crazy. But we found them. Okay, so we want to trade some Arcanium for the wizard's book. Yes. There's our quest. Alright, so now that we've got the wizard's book, we can actually spawn some... I don't know exactly what we're going to be spawning, but we have to go to those altars that I've got marked over there, which are 100 blocks away, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but in this place, 100 blocks takes like 15 minutes. Okay, we'll make it eventually. Ah, we made it back here. So on these altars, I think we have to place the wizard's book. But this will be a pretty easy fight here. Nice, and we got some dungeon tokens for that. Aha, so that actually didn't unlock the next quest for us. We are missing 5th time final time, which I'm assuming is in this chapter still, which means we need 3 Morton blocks, and this is going to be a lot of impetus again. Let me piece together what we have here and see what we're missing. Yeah, so as I suspected, all we're missing is the impetus crystals. And in total we are missing 12, which means we need 12 more charges of our pearl. But by now, actually we do have mana steel. We have actually filled up our buffers, so I wonder if we can request the 12 tool poppets that we need. Some crystalline alloy, that's just some buffers. Oh, some of this root soil. You know what, I think today actually, we're going to take a little pause and automate these root soils at the end of the episode. But for now we'll do one more batch craft. So we need the Caelic soil, Magmatic soil, and the Aqueous soil. Okay, now can we request our tool poppets? We can get 12 more of these things. I'm sure it won't be the last 12, but 12 we need for now. So yeah, we're basically just waiting on this distillery. This has got a lot of recipes to go through, but at least most of the things are automated. I mean, besides the Thumbcraft things. Okay, we got our tool poppets crafted. Surprisingly, actually, the runes in this thing took the longest. Alright, that should give us enough for the 12 charges that we need. And then we have to use these to craft our impetus crystals again. I think we might just have enough void metal for this. Of course, we are going to need some more of this in the future, so I don't know, we'll see what we'll do about that. Alright, but there is 12 impetus crystals. These now have to be charged with the rift again, which means another trip back to the Twilight Forest. And we'll drain from the biggest rift we have in this world. So it shouldn't take too long, we just have to link these two together. Put in our conductor. Then we once again craft with the crystals to give us conducted impetus. We'll need a few later on for astral sorcery, but it doesn't look like it's too heavily used after we craft this Morton block. Yeah, I mean, we're only going to need 1 attunement altar, which is only another 4 of these things. Alright, this huge noodle is almost depleted. Let's hope another one spawns after this is gone. Almost instantly we got another one. Nice. There's no getting rid of these things. Alright, 12 more impetus crystals can give us our Morton block. Nice, so that unlocks the next quest for us in 22, which is to visit Vethea. So Vethea is going to be a very interesting dimension actually, in that there is quite a unique challenge tied to this. But I think that's something we'll save for next episode. Today I'd like to go back and first of all automate the root soil. So we do already have elemental soil automated here. However, we do still need to automatically farm Caelic soil, Aqueous soil, and Magmatic soil. Right, so I've extended out a little space here, and I'm not actually sure how much bigger this base is going to grow, so it's kind of hard to plan out here. I was considering doing it in there where we have the fake rafter, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to fit it in there, so let's try to squeeze it in this little corner here. And we'll start off with the two easiest soils, which is the Aqueous and the Magmatic. So we have to drop this elemental soil into lava and into water, which should just be as simple as hooking up a precision dropper. And we'll have one pool for water and one pool for lava. Yeah, so I've extended out an applied energistics connection where we can ask for our elemental soil. And these are going to go to our two droppers. I think we will limited item filter this, but we do also need a way to control when these droppers drop the items. So I was going to level limit the outputs of this interface, but it's not going to be as clean as level limiting the droppers themselves. So the way we have it here is we have a smart cable with two level limiters on here, and this will control the amount of magmatic soil we create. So now we just have to have our pools of lava and a pool of water, and I've also added an arranged collector to collect the outputs, which is then extracted on this blue conduit, which will also put it back in the ME system. The level emitter will detect when we have above 10, although I think we want this a bit higher than 10, let's make it a stack of each. And then we have both of these timers to pause while a redstone signal is active. So when we're below the desired amount of the soil, this timer is going to continually pulse this precision dropper, and in fact these should be on pulse mode. So yeah, this timer will continually pulse the dropper until we reach the threshold in our AE system. So now when we turn on this extract here, we should see some soil being dropped. Trying to be picked up by our magnet, let's take this off. But yeah, the range collector will eventually pick this up. Just to be safe, I've swapped the range collector to a more of a central location, just to make sure that it does pick up all of the drops. Since the whole reason we're doing this is for our blood magic automations here, for the dirty reagent. So this dirty reagent takes all three versions of the soil plus coarse dirt, and this is used all over the place. So yeah, that is two of the three soils. We do have to repeat the setup for the Caelic soil. However, this has to be dropped above Y90, which means we have to put it up a few blocks. I think we're only at 75 down here. And that means we have to go up to at least here, which is a bit awkward, but I mean, I guess we can have some height variation in the base. So I more or less copied the setup that we have down there. However, it looks like this elemental soil is not turning. I wonder if it needs sky access actually. I bet that's what it is. If so, we can just move. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Yeah, we just have to move this precision dropper around. Well, let's put it on the side instead then. And that also means we have to move this timer. And then I guess the level emitter too. And again, we'll set this for 64 Caelic soil. Yeah, there we go. We just have to neaten this up a little bit. I don't really want to leave this floating here like this. Yeah, I mean, that ain't too bad, is it? I tried to give it some shape and not make it all one big block up to the sky. And we can't put a roof on this because of the sky access, but yeah, I think this will do for our Caelic soil. And it looks like we've also filled our backlog of stuff. Oh, why do we have 630 Aqueous soil? Have I misconfigured this maybe? Everything seems fine here. I mean, the level emitter's been set. And we definitely have this pause while redstone is active. So this should mean that we never have to craft these dirty reagents again, as they are on passive. And I think that means that all of the tier 1s are now fully automated, along with the tier 2s. I don't think there's anything here we don't have. Haste 4 potions. Apparently we're out of haste 4. Oh, right, it just doesn't stack. That's why we're only seeing one in here. There is a couple of the tier 3s here that we still have some automation missing. So in fact, yeah, let's address these things. So first one is Steam and Restonia, the magnetic gloves and the amplification crystal. I don't think we have these on passive yet. So the Steam and Restonia actually has been set up for a long time. In this PRC, we have DT fuel and steam, which is the two inputs we need to create our Steam and Restonia. And this does take empowered Restonia, which we actually have on passive already. So this should just be a matter of hooking up the inputs to this. Let's see, how do we have this set up? Okay, there's already an interface here for the pattern. I think I'm going to keep that. But let's hook up a separate output for this. And we can just level emit this input to this crate, which should all be sent into the PRC. So we can just ask for empowered Restonia here. Actually, we don't need that much. Limited item filter into the crate. And this will only be active with a signal. And then we'll configure the level emitter to 256. So that when levels are below 256, this will emit a redstone signal and activate the conduit. We should start putting in powered Restonia here. Yep, it goes into the PRC and back into our ME system. So yeah, that was fairly easy to implement. We already had all of the infrastructure in place. And I just want to double check here, we're not already making these amplification crystals. There's so many things we have on passive here that it's hard to remember actually what all we have. It doesn't look like we have them here. And I don't think they would be anywhere else in the base. Let's maybe check this side just to make sure. No, this is all the machine frames, which actually we still have turned off. I'm thinking that we actually turn these back on. Yeah, you know what? Let's fire up all of these machines. We have the resources to do this now, I think. Well, I guess we'll find out next episode when we have none. The only thing I'm actually concerned about is the end steel. And it's not so much the dark steel cost as the end stone, as we don't have end stone automated. However, we do, I think, have access to the end stone seeds. So I've also added in the magnetic gloves here, as well as buffering the copper coil blocks, as well as the amplification crystals, which should give us all we need for the tier 3 reagents. And I think there's still a few things missing for tier 4, which I'll add between episodes, I think. But to make these magnetic gloves, we do need a fair amount of copper wire. And if you've seen the live stream, you know that, well, we did have a few technical difficulties with immersive engineering. I have decided to hook this metal press back up for the wires. And I've also shifted over the engineer's workbench off of the chunk border. So the workbench itself wasn't on the chunk border, but it was trying to insert into the drawer through the chunk border. So yeah, I've shifted that so that that is no longer the case, and we just hope that we don't crash again. So yeah, we're going to let this run as is, and we'll see how it is in a couple of days. But yeah, as for these reagent passives, we're still missing actually the wind chimes, the windmills, dreadium swords, and dreadium shields, as well as the blood-infused leather over here, which, yeah, all of these components I'll add between episodes to get this fixed. And that should now fully complete the passive automation of the tier 1 to 4 reagents. Also, it looks like I've managed to break the Hellfire Forges somehow. We have some missing variables, so I'll try to get this figured out. The bottom one seems to be working though. Also, yeah, it's only been a very short amount of time, and we cannot sustain this end steel chassis being turned on. So it's been turned off again. Yeah, we're out of end steel again, so... yeah, I think that did eat a lot of endstone, so let's get these seeds crafted. Oh, and it also ate into our dark steel. Yeah, we were up at like 17,000 before. That was a few thousand ingots in a couple of minutes, so maybe let's just be careful what we're doing here. To make the seeds, we have to first craft some end clusters in the Hellfire Forge. And this process, I don't think is worth automating, since we only need the one seed. Then we can just infusion craft for the seeds. And we have the end seeds, which I thought was a quest. I think it is a quest, it might just be tied to another seed. Yeah, we also have to collect the nether quartz and the glowstone seeds. But we can just plant this in our farm, add in a drawer, and we'll give it a void and some storage upgrades. So yeah, that should take care of the end stone that we were missing. We just have to have a crafting step actually to craft it into the end stone, and we can also farm chorus like this. And maybe condense down some of our farms now that we have essences. Between episodes I also did add in obsidian essence, HOP graphite, coal essence, and rubber. I don't think we had these before. But yeah, as I mentioned, we are fairly close to crop sticks, and at that point we will be redoing all of this farm. And I think we'll have dedicated crafters here in the void to craft all of the resources available from each of the essences. So that's going to be a big project I'm actually really looking forward to. To unlock that, we do have to complete chapter 22 here, which will continue next episode. And I think also, now that we have access to these seeds, and we have for a couple of episodes, I think I'm also going to just craft up all of these available seeds. I'm not sure how necessary all of these things are, but we might as well make them all, because we need all the quests anyway, right? And this is going to be a lot of seed crafting. Yeah, we need to get a lot of chunks, a lot of infusion crafting. Okay, yeah, I've got a long night ahead of me to stare at this thing. I'm going to be very familiar with all these glyphs. But yeah, I think we'll wrap things up here. I'm so happy we actually managed to get that toad and then finally meet Leonard. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for some more Divine Journey 2.